All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going way beyond basic report formatting. We're going to break down 5 high-impact tricks that top consultants use to build reports that don't just show data, they actually force a decision.
So let's be honest for a second. We build these reports that are just packed with data, but are they really helping management decide what to do next? Or are we just handing them a puzzle, forcing them to hunt through a sea of numbers to find the one thing that actually matters? That's a huge time waster, and it's exactly what we're going to solve.
So here's our game plan. We'll cover how to suppress visual noise, how to highlight the full context around a number, guide the reader's eye through dense data, and automate flags for anything urgent. And then we'll wrap it all up with a quick summary to help you figure out where to start for the biggest impact.
Okay, let's jump into our first trick, suppressing the noise. Now, this might sound a little backward, right? We usually think formatting is all about adding things, but in this case, the smartest move is to take things away to really focus attention where it counts.
I mean, think about it. If you've got up and down arrows next to every single row, what actually stands out? The answer is nothing. A report that's just plastered with icons is just more visual clutter. It's noise. And too many signals is exactly the same as having no signal at all.
So here's the fix, and it's incredibly simple. You start with a standard 3-icon set. You set up your rules for the big changes, the significant ups and downs that you want to flag. But here's the key. For that middle range, the stuff that's just business as usual, you pick the no cell icon option. And just like that, the icon literally disappears unless it's flagging something you actually need to see.
And the payoff here is huge. What you get is a super clean report where your manager's eye is immediately drawn to the few things that have actually changed in a meaningful way. You're not making them hunt for the story, you're just showing them the exceptions. And their analysis time just drops instantly.
All right, on to trick number 2. Highlighting a single number is a good start, but it's rarely enough. We need to use formatting to tell the whole story, and that means highlighting the entire context surrounding that key number.
Think about it. You see a big sales number highlighted. That's great, but which product was it? What region? Who was the salesperson? A single highlighted cell just creates more questions. To make a real decision, you need that surrounding context. You need the whole story.
So how do we do it? Well, the cool thing is it all comes down to a tiny change in a simple formula. To highlight an entire row based on a value in column D, you lock the column with a $sign, just like this, equals D5. This tells every cell in that row, hey, go look at column D to decide on your formatting. But what if you want to highlight an entire column based on a value in row 5? You just flip the lock. You move the $sign to the row number, like this, equals D$5. That one tiny character lets you instantly switch between analyzing a whole record versus a single metric across all your records.
Let's talk about trick number 3, guiding the eye. We have all been there, right? Staring at a giant table of data where every row just blends into the next. Your eyes start to glaze over. That's scan fatigue. Well, advanced zebra shading is the cure.
The idea here is really simple, but it's so powerful. We want to visually chunk the data. So instead of just shading every other row, we create these logical groups of rows. This breaks up that intimidating wall of data into smaller, bite-sized pieces that your brain can process so much easier.
And the logic behind it is actually pretty clever. The formula basically assigns a group number to each block of rows, let's say every 5 rows. Then, it just runs a simple check. Is the group number odd or even? All the rows in the odd-numbered groups get shaded, and the even ones are left blank. The result is this perfectly scannable report.
Okay, trick number 4 is my favorite, because it's all about automation. We know that management's most valuable resource is their time and attention. So this technique automatically flags anything that's time-sensitive so their attention is always focused on what matters most.
Just imagine a project plan with hundreds of tasks. You can't possibly keep an eye on every single deadline manually. The goal is to make the report do that work for you so it automatically screams, hey, look at this, for any item that needs attention now, before it turns into a real problem. And the best part? This is so easy to set up. You just select your column of dates, you go into the formatting rules, and you choose a date occurring. From there, you can just pick a time frame like tomorrow, or next week, or even last month. It's like a 3-click process to build a proactive early warning system right into your report. This really gets to the heart of it. You are automating urgency. You're building a system that pretty much guarantees that critical deadlines don't get missed, and that's absolutely fundamental for managing risk and keeping things on track. Now, let's look at a more advanced version of this. Say you're tracking progress toward a goal, like getting to 100% complete. How can you show the journey, the progress bar, and also the destination, that moment you hit 100%, all in the same tiny cell?
The answer is this really clever combo of two different formatting rules. First, you put on a standard data bar, but you make one crucial change. You manually set its maximum value to 200%. Then you add a second rule for an icon, like a check mark, and you set it to only show up when the value hits 100%.
So why on earth does this work? Well, by telling the data bar its maximum is 200%, you're tricking it. Your 100% goal now only fills up half the cell, and that leaves the other half of the cell completely empty, creating this perfect clean space for your goal achieved icon to pop in right when it's needed. You get a progress bar and a completion flag all living together in one cell. It's awesome.
So we've gone through 4 really powerful techniques. The big question is, where do you start? This last section is designed to help you prioritize your efforts so you get the biggest, fastest return on your time.
Let's just look at this grid. Suppressing icon noise and automating due dates, those both have a huge impact on how quickly management can understand the data, and they're super easy to set up. That's a high ROI and probably the best place to start. Highlighting context is also really high impact, but it takes a little bit more work with the formulas. The others are great too, but those first 2 are going to give you the most bang for your buck right out of the gate.
So, I'll just leave you with this final thought. These aren't just little cosmetic tweaks. They are genuine efficiency upgrades. They save time, they sharpen focus. So ask yourself, which one of these changes will you make today to give your leadership team back 10 minutes of their day tomorrow?